Can we make it 5 straight winning days here on the Power 5? That's the goal. Stay tuned for 3 Major League Baseball totals that you should be playing Monday. Not to mention, I'll be giving out winning sides for free on both of tonight's NBA matchups on TNT. But first, a big thanks to all of you that joined me Sunday for the 5% winner on Houston -1.5 in the first half. Like I said yesterday, that was my first 5% play of the NCAA tournament. Couldn't have gone much better. Cougars led 34-15 at the break. Nice no sweat cash there. I'm now 8-3. 73% overall with 5% plays in 2025. Not to mention, now a red hot 10-3 run in the NCAA tourney, up 50.7 net units overall since February 19th, a 61% winning run across all sports, 52, 33, and 2 record. That includes 6-2 the last 3 days. Now that I've talked enough about myself, let's get to the picks. As a reminder, at any time, you can smash that like button when you are in agreement with me, and I know you will be, or feel free to comment down below with your own thoughts. There are 3-day games across Major League Baseball on Monday. The one I've got my eyes on, Twins White Sox, 2:10 Eastern. I like the under here. I would play it down to 8. Now, somebody needs to tell the Twins the season started because they're 0-3. Of course, the White Sox, no strangers to losing themselves. They're coming off a historically bad 2024 season. But did you know the White Sox were also 86, 68, and 7 to the under last year? 2 of their 3 games versus the Angels to start this year stayed under. The White Sox staff allowed just 5 runs total in that series. The bullpen's going to be better in 2025, if for no other reason than can't be any worse than last year. The Twins have, conversely, what I believe to be one of the stronger pens in all of Major League Baseball. The problem is they scored only 6 runs in 3 games at St. Louis. With the White Sox having just scored 3 runs the last 2 days, I think this sets up well for an under. Chris Paddock versus Martin Perez is your starting pitching matchup. 8:10 Eastern, I'll go with the under in Giants Astros as well. I would play it down to 8. So same thing as the last one. I've had a good read on the Astros thus far. If you've been watching here on the Power 5, then you got winning plays for all 3 of their games versus the Mets. It was the under Thursday, their team total under Friday. Then we backed the Astros money line on Saturday. After an off day Sunday, let's go back to betting an under for the full game. Why wouldn't we? All 3 games versus the Mets saw 4 or fewer total runs scored. Bullpen is rested. Again, I think this lineup takes a significant dip after losing both Kyle Tucker and Alex Bregman in the offseason. As for San Francisco, they've got a solid bullpen. So as long as Jordan Hicks doesn't blow up, we'll be fine. Don't think the Giants' bats are going to do much against Ronel Blanco, the Astros starter, who ended last year by posting a 1.30 ERA over his last 5 starts. Note, there's some rain in the forecast Monday at Houston, so the roof on the stadium should be closed. 9:40 Eastern, going to make it 3 straight unders in Major League Baseball to lead off the show today. Like I said earlier, Tigers, Mariners, under 7.5. I would play this down to 7. Detroit's 0-3, just swept by the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers are going to do that to a lot of teams this year. All 3 games went over, though, as well. But I think much different matchup here against the Mariners for the Tigers. The Mariners, they can't hit, but always seem to have good pitching. None of their 4 games versus the Athletics to start the season saw more than 7 total runs scored. In fact, the Mariners scored just 8 runs total over those 4 games. Detroit had Sunday off. They're going to send Jackson Jobe out to the mound. Seattle counters with Emerson Hancock. These are 2 guys who should have strong starts against weak lineups before turning things over to the respective bullpens. Don't think a lot of runs will be scored in this series. Again, under 7.5 tonight. Now let's turn our attention to the NBA, where we're ready for the stretch run in the regular season. Only 7-8 games left for each team. Let's talk Boston, Memphis, 7:30 Eastern tonight on TNT. Memphis firing head coach Taylor Jenkins was certainly a surprise last week, wasn't it? This is a team fighting for a top 4 spot in the Western Conference. Grizzlies lost their first game without Jenkins, 134-127 to the Lakers. So it was a tough spot, obviously, after the coaching change. First home game back following a 5-game road trip. The Grizz now just 1-5 straight up ATS. 1-5 straight up and ATS, their last 6 games overall. It gets no easier tonight against the Celtics, who are winners of 8 in a row straight up, the last 5 of which have all been out on the road. You know me, I am tempted to buy low and take the points. I said I was going to give you sides on both these games tonight. I actually lied. 4.5 on Memphis seems a bit short. So let's instead go Ja Morant over 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists. If the Grizz are to have any shot at winning tonight, they need a big game from their superstar. Morant did go 22, 10, and 8 against the Lakers. Seems like he had issues with how the offense was being run prior to the Jenkins firing. So stands to reason Morant should be a beneficiary, at least in the short term, of the team returning to playing fast. Last game on the docket here on the Power 5 for Monday is Rockets-Lakers, 10 p.m. Eastern on TNT. Houston's out to a 5-point underdog here, despite winning 5 straight on the road and 12 of 13 overall. Yes, they did play last night, but it's not like it went down to the wire. They beat the Suns 148-109 after shooting 57% for the game and scoring 30 or more points in every quarter. Rockets are a better team than the Lakers, guys, just straight up. I keep saying it, but the Lakers year-to-date point differential is less than +1 per game for the year. Yes, Luka Doncic came over at the trade deadline. Yes, LeBron James recently missed time, but LA's only won 5 of its last 13 games. Give me the points with the Rockets here. Better team. And they're playing well. All right, recap time here on the Power 5. Daytime action, like the under 8.5 Twins White Sox would play it down to 8. Like at 8:10 Eastern, we like under 8.5 in Giants Astros would play that down to 8 as well. 9:40 Eastern, under 7.5 Tigers Mariners would play that down to 7. In the NBA, Ja Morant over 35.5 PRA. That's points, rebounds, plus assists. And then Houston plus the 5 against the Lakers. Again, comment down below with any thoughts you may have. Then head on over to wt.buzz/BP for all my top plays for Monday and beyond. Like I said at the outset, red hot right now, 6-2 overall the last 3 days, coming off the big 5% winner with the Houston Cougars in the first half as they absolutely trounced Tennessee, 10-3 NCAA tourney run overall. Before you go, make sure you click that subscribe button. Don't miss any of our great content we have here daily on the WagerTalk YouTube page. And until next time, let's cash some tickets.